Ohisashiburi, hello and welcome. Been a long time, guys. How you doing? God, I think it's been, at least a month since I've put up any kind of regular video. And I think you guys all know, you've been watching the channel, you know why I had to take some time off in June and why I've been away. If not, I will just briefly say that my mother passed away in America at the beginning of June. And I had to fly home, of course, and be with my family, etc. And I got back to Japan, and to be honest, it's just taken me a little while to get back in the swing of things. I haven't forgotten about you guys. Thank you for your patience. Hopefully, not a lot of people unsubscribed or whatever. But I was thinking too. I had a few days here and there. I'm like, oh, what should I do for a new video? And I just couldn't think of something. And am I finished? Have I said everything I can say about the JET program in Japan? And of course, no. But at the same time, I have covered quite a bit. I've got playlists and I've got answers to questions, and there's new JETs every year, and I love the fact that you guys discover the videos, and I get so many nice emails and messages saying thank you. But I just thought, what else can I do? And so one of the things I thought of as I sat down to prepare to tape sumo, I think many of you know I'm a big sumo fan. And sorry, I'm playing with my sweat towel with Shimane Neko on it. That's the mascot for Shimane Ken. It is warm, but I do have my aircon on in the apartment here. I figured I'd have the camera out every day. I tape sumo every day, multiple matches, and I put them on a separate channel. Jason's in Japan. And I thought, you know what? It's my iPad, and I've got that button that I can push, and it swings the camera around. So I don't think this is HD, but it's just my face. Do you really need it in HD? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to have the camera out anyway. I've got it all set up on a stand. Why not just hit the button and do a daily vlog? I've never done a daily vlog. I've vlogged plenty of times, and you guys have watched tons of them, and I thank you for that, but I've never done one consistently every day in a row for a sustained period of time. And the Nagoya Basho is basically a 15-day tournament. It started today on the 7th of July, and it goes until the 21st, 2 Sundays from now. And I figured just every day after sumo ends, with the exception of Thursdays, because I actually have a second job, which I've mentioned before, on Thursday nights, I'll just come on and turn the camera on and tell you about my day. And hopefully that won't be so boring. Hopefully I can work in themes and topics. As you know, I read the newspaper every day. I've got lots of information about Japan to talk about. I know that new jets are getting ready to fly to Japan in a few weeks, so we'll talk a little bit about that. I've got new edible lightsabers that I'm buying at the store, so I'm going to make a whole separate vlog about these candies that I just bought. There's movies coming up in Japan that I want to see. Wolverine Samurai, as they're calling it here. And so there's lots to talk about, hopefully, but I generally don't talk a lot about my day-to-day life, and I figured, why not? Why not do a little bit of that? I'm not going to obviously tell you everything that's going on, but a little bit of peek behind the curtain, and if some of it's a little TMI, too much information, leave me a comment, let me know. If there's something you want me to talk about, etc., ask me that too. A lot of them will probably be in this room. This is my living room. Some of them will be at school, maybe. I'll turn the camera on after I finish my day at school. But see, every day during a sumo tournament, I run home from school. And when I say run home, of course, I mean get in my car and drive a little bit faster than I normally do. And because I want to come home and watch the sumo live, I basically usually finish my school day at 5:15. And sumo ends at 6 p.m. So if I come home by 5:30, I can watch kind of the top 4 or 5 matches of the day, which are usually generally the most important ones anyway. And those are the ones I end up usually filming and putting on my sumo channel. So, but like I said, hopefully maybe I can have a theme. This day I'll talk about packing to go to Japan, or this day something will happen to me at school and I'll want to tell you all about it. Basically, I got back from dealing with my mom's funeral service, and of course, my life very much changed in those 2 weeks, and there was a lot to deal with, and still a lot to deal with, dealing with my dad, who's now 77, and facing life as a single person for the first time in 52 years. He was married to my mother, and things like that, which I'm not directly can help with because I'm very far away. So it's tough, and I've been on the phone a lot and things like that. But also my school, in Japan you don't get a substitute teacher. This is one thing you should know. If as an ALT, as a JET program teacher, if you're ever sick, they'll just muster on because you're not the main teacher anyway. Maybe at your Shogako lessons, you kind of assume the mantle of the main teacher sometimes in those lessons, but they would still probably just have, the homeroom teacher do something that day, or they'd reschedule. When you'll be surprised in your regular classes, when a teacher is sick at your school, they don't have somebody come in and fill in for them for that one day like they would in America. Other teachers will cover. The kids will go to different electives that day, maybe, if that teacher is, say, the music teacher or the PE teacher. But generally, to be honest, Japanese people come to work pretty sick sometimes to just be at work. They don't take a lot of time off. They never take, vacations if school is happening. The work ethic is pretty hardcore. And that's something, and there's good and bad about that. If you're sick, you really should stay home and get better. Not just wear a mask and, come to school and be miserable. But, I had to go, and I was gone. I thought I'd be gone a week. I was gone 2 weeks. So my kids missed, a lot of my classes. I missed 4 of their classes. Some of my classes only meet once a week. I teach at a university level. And so I'm now, in July, having to make up a lot of those classes, and it's really kicking my ass. And normally I don't bring my work bag home with me, but I've got, this is one of the books I'm using, so there's the teacher's edition. It's very, very thick. So that's one book, and then the other book I'm using for my other class is called English First Hand, and not so thick. And so I brought both of those home. This is how I do my lessons. I kind of plan out things for each class. Time management is really important when you're your own teacher. And let's see, I made these little graphics. Let's see, here's my Iron Man Avengers folder here. See if I have one just ready to go here. Nope, let's see. Here's my episode 1 Darth Maul folder. So, I'm a geek, what can I say? So, like this one I haven't done yet. It looks like I'm mapping out all the available classes, and that one is not filled in, and then when it gets filled in, it starts to look like this, with okay, what am I going to do here? Where am I going to position this? When am I going to give them this quiz? How am I going to work up to the final exam? So final exams at Japan colleges are generally the final week of July. And so my summer vacation, quote-unquote, starts August 1st. And I've got a lot to do between now and then. I just got off a big project at work where I went in, say, last weekend and worked both Saturday and Sunday for 5 hours each day. We take all the student writings from the writing classes. We also invite schools from, China. We have a school in Poland, a school in Korea, a school in Russia. Kids send me their writing, and I have to put it all into an Adobe program called In Demand. Is that right? I can't even think. Using Photoshop and stuff like that. And In Demand. I don't know. On Demand is like what you watch free movies in America. InDesign. And I put it all in this program, and I lay it out, and it becomes a 28-page, kind of glossy magazine highlighting student writing. And so that took a week of my time. I don't get a lot of grading done. I don't get a lot of focus on my classes. I'm really kind of, laser focused onto that project. It's sort of the one time of the year my boss really becomes a boss, and she really oversees me quite a bit, and it gets antsy. She wants it done, and she wants it done right, etc., etc. And it's really exhausting, but it's part of my job, and it's I think I've talked about this before, but this vlog is obviously going to go on more than 10 minutes. I hope normally to have them to be less than 10 minutes. That's my goal. Normally less than 10, but this is the first one. Let me just finish this thought. A lot of you have asked, about, how do you get a gig at a college or whatever. So I think I've talked about this before, but I'm a part-time teacher. I'm not a full professor yet because I don't have my master's degree. So it's kind of nice that I was able to get this job, because to teach at the university level is often very competitive to find good spots. And the pay is very, very good. But it's just for, I just get paid a wage for each 90-minute class. And the hours that I actually teach, while the pay is good for, say, if I teach 5 classes in a week, but 5 times 90 minutes is only what? 3, 4, 5.5, no wait, 3, 6, 7.5 hours, right? So that's not enough to be considered a full-time employee and to then be eligible for pension and medical insurance, mostly medical insurance. So to do that, I work this other job where I'm in the tutoring center. I help kids with their homework. They can come and chat with me, a native speaker, in English. Other teachers send their kids to me, and we play games, or they interview me, or we'll all read a book. We have a book club, and we all talk about the book. And one of the other things I do is do this magazine once a year. And in the fall, I do 3 newspapers that are smaller and slightly different parameters. So all that allows me to get a different pay scale and a different job almost entirely. But I do that for 30 hours or more a week, combined with my teaching, and then I get benefits, yada yada. So that's my gig, and it keeps me pretty darn busy. Add to that, I teach Thursday nights at an Eikaiwa, a language school, for 5 hours, which gets me a little bit of more pocket money, as it were, and just kind of fun. I get to teach with young kids. I don't get to really teach young kids anymore. So most of my students at the Eikaiwa are shogakusei, and so they're younger kids. So I'm just going to, over these next 2 weeks, just kind of tell you what's going on each day of my life. So today's Sunday. To wrap this up, I got 2 minutes. I got to go get groceries. That's something I got to go do. I like to go on Sundays because I'm a little bit more relaxed. Today I had sumo to watch. It just finished at 6 p.m. Still light outside. It doesn't get dark this time of the year in Japan until about 8 p.m. The grocery store closes at 9, and there's a McDonald's in the grocery store. You've all seen my McDonald's vlog, so I'll probably go there around 7:30, shop, get McDonald's, bring the McDonald's home, eat, put away my groceries, and then do probably 2 hours of sort of teaching prep work before I go to bed. The Wimbledon final is on tonight. NHK's been doing a good job of showing it live, so I'll probably turn that on, I think at 10 p.m. here in Japan. So what's that, probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon in England, very early in the morning in America. So I'll probably watch the men's final live. If it's going on to an epic 5-setter, I'll just set my DVR and go to bed, because I try to go to bed by 11:30 or midnight on school nights, because I get up at about 6:30 in the morning to leave my house at 8 a.m. Yeah, so there's a little insight. And like I said, every day I'm going to put one of these up. So let's try it. If you like it and you like watching them, let me know. If you want them shorter, you want them different, whatever, leave me a comment. But yeah, that's my plan for the next 2 weeks, solid. Every day you're going to get a Jason vlog. We'll see how it goes. I hope you like them. Thanks for watching, as always. Good to see you again, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, peace.